Hey friends, it's time to shoot a video in my room. So I'm going to be looking at my laptop and answering 50 random questions for you guys. My friend reminded me that I started a YouTube channel and she watched the first video, and then I was like, oh shoot, I should make another video. Thanks for the people that have already subscribed. I am really looking forward to this, and this is list of questions nobody asked. Where did you grow up? I grew up in Louisville, Texas. So that's pretty cool. What is the earliest memory you have? The earliest memory I have is probably like walking out of preschool. I don't know. Because I have like a really weird memory. Like, I don't really remember much from my childhood. Like, I know that sounds weird, but I just don't. What would you do with the money if you won the lottery? I would get a personal driver and a chef and anything to make my daily life easier, because that'd be amazing. What could you have done to make today more productive? I could have got off social media a lot more because I still need to do my schoolwork. And this is procrastinating, if I'm being honest. But I also wanted to make another video, so there's that. 5. Would you rather have a flying reindeer or a unicorn? Definitely unicorn, because unicorns just remind me of happiness. So there's that. Do you need to be tucked into sleep, or can you sleep anyhow? I don't really know, because no one has tucked me in a long time. So I would say no. If you had to wear one item forever, what would it be? Probably a black shirt, because you could just pair anything with a black shirt, honestly. Or maybe a really plain dress, like blue jean dress or something. What is a question you want to answer but nobody asks? I feel like nobody asks, like, why I walk different or why I do things different. Well, you guys, I was born 3 months early, and I decided it would be great to come out and join the world early. So I gave everyone a run for their money, and just came out 3 months early, and chose to be a fighter ever since. And that's why I use a crutch to walk, and that's why I do things a little differently than you. But, I'm here living my best life. So, which cartoons do you still watch? I don't really watch anything, but I'll randomly turn on Max and Ruby. Do y'all remember that? Or, like, am I the only one? Kind of creepy, but that's, like, what I remember watching. That's what my grandma would turn on every day. What show do you watch that isn't targeted for your age group? I don't really know, because I'm 20, so what's not targeted towards my age? That's like the same thing as a cartoon. I watch cooking shows like a 40-year-old woman, so I don't know if that counts. What show do you wish could come back from your childhood? The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. That show was so good to me. I loved it. What song do you not know the lyrics to, but you like to sing anyways? Literally any song. I probably don't know the lyrics, but I'll belt it out in the car or something, or just in my room. If you could have one talent, what would it be? I think it'd be really cool to be a singer or a worship leader. I mean, anyone can be a worship leader, but just to be good at it would be amazing. Would you rather the world remain peaceful forever or no one ever goes hungry? That's a really stinging hard question. I think world peace, because if we had world peace, I feel like people would be more likely to feed the hungry. Would you rather eat or drink your calories? Definitely That's really hard because I love to eat, but I also love to drink like different things all the time. Like I've had coffee, my CBD drink, a protein shake, all in one day today already. So probably eat my calories, but I mean, you could also drink your calories too. 5 things to make your average day better. Coffee, time with Jesus, getting my hair done. That's 3 things. Like eating a really good breakfast. 4 things. 5th thing, maybe being able to go work out, because right now no day is average. So if I consider today an average day, I would say those 5 things. Would you rather go through your phone, text messages and all, or go through your internet history? Probably my text messages, because I really don't text anything exciting. I don't text a lot of people, if I'm being honest. And I search the most randomest things on the internet. Like yesterday I looked up if a strawberry was a nightshade fruit. So, anywho, that was cool. I would definitely rather have someone look on my phone instead of my internet history. What are 3 things that you would do if you were stranded in a rainforest to ensure your survival? Well, 1, I would probably never be in a rainforest, but if I was, I would be sure to have wood for a fire and a tree for shelter or be in a cave. And 3, I would be able to have some snacks. If only you had one other person, if only you and one other person were the last human beings alive, who would you want to be the other person? Me and my grandma. Okay, I would want her to be with me if we were the last 2 people alive. If you had to choose to never use Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube again, which one would you let go? Definitely Twitter. I've never really been a huge Twitter girl, and like 2 or 3 years ago, my Twitter got hacked and it put some nasty stuff on my Twitter. That was not me. If you had to choose, how would you get famous? Definitely, I would choose to get famous by being a motivational speaker or something like that, or being top of my field for what I want to do. I think that would be really cool to just be a pioneer in the field. Which languages do you speak? I speak only English. I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. I don't really remember much of it. It was hard, but here we are. Which languages do you wish you could speak? I really wish I could speak Spanish, because a lot of people near me speak Spanish and in my community. But I think it'd be really cool to be a bilingual child life specialist and just be able to speak with Spanish patients, especially in Texas, in the hospital. What country do you wish I was from? Maybe England. That'd be cool to have a British accent. What is your favorite moment in history? I don't know. I think walking on the moon is pretty cool. That seems kind of cliche, but that's so cute. That's so cool, and that was just a big moment. If you could choose which time would you go back to? I'd probably go back to my middle school years before I moved in my freshman year of high school. I would love to go back and just start over from there. If you had a time machine, would you rather go back in time or in the future? I think for me, definitely in the future, because I'm a very futuristic person, And I like thinking about the future, sometimes a little too much. Like, I need to just let the Lord take control of that. I really don't want to go back because I feel like my childhood was kind of traumatic, if I'm being honest. So anyways. Pet koala or pet panda? Definitely a koala. I feel like I could cuddle it more. So I love cuddling animals. The power to communicate with animals or the power to communicate with plants? I would definitely want to communicate with animals. That'd be fun. I want to know what my grandma's cat thinks all the time. What is my usual bedtime? Well, right now during this quarantine, probably like 11:30ish, but when I'm in school, probably 10. I need a lot of sleep, and I like to get up early because it takes me a lot longer to get ready, and I don't like to feel rushed. So, yeah. What is an irrational fear I had as a child? I always thought that my mom was gonna leave the house at night. Like, I thought she was just gonna, like, she would go outside. I literally thought she would never come back. So that's a thing. What is something silly I believed as a child? Silly. I was thinking about this the other day. What is something silly I believed? Like, I just really didn't understand the concept of time. Like, I thought you would just stay little forever. Yeah. What did you want to be when you were a kid? I wanted to be an OBGYN. I watched, like, those... when I was growing up, I watched, like, those baby shows of people that documented their birth journeys, like a baby story. I watched them with my mom, and I would, like, pretend I was pushing a baby out when I was growing up. So I wanted to be a baby doctor, as I used to say. If the kid version of you were to meet you now, how would they react? I hope the kid version of me would be proud of myself and how I've just been resilient through everything and what I've made of myself and just come out stronger on the other side. I think the kid version of me would be surprised. Wow, that made me emotional. I'm emotional right now. But anyway, so I think if the kid version of me was supposed to meet me now, I hope she'd be proud of me and just surprised that I've grown up so much and became so resilient. What is your favorite fictional world? I'm not big into fictional books, but I don't know. I don't know that one. That's hard. Which teacher left the most impact on your life? Probably my 5th grade teacher. He cried when I graduated to middle school. So I still really appreciate him. I always scared him every time I fell, or if I was gonna fall. Like, he was very protective of me, and he like bawled his eyes out when I graduated elementary school. So he probably had the biggest impact on my life. They all did, really. They all cared. A lot of people have, especially my elementary school teachers, middle school, and even high school, even though I hated high school. Yeah, and even my college professors, like, I love them so much. And they mean a lot to me. They really care, and that's what's made the biggest difference for me. My grandma's beating something in the kitchen. This is going to be unedited, so there's that. What was the most significant event in your life? I think spiritually, when I accepted Jesus into my life, when I was going into 6th grade, and I was at a church camp, and I stood up because I audibly heard the Lord say, "You need to do it now," and that's been the most significant event in that aspect. I think the big surgery I had when I was in 1st grade, I think that really impacted my life. If I didn't have that at that time, I don't know where I would be now. And it would just be interesting if I didn't have that functionally where I would be. And they're also doing that surgery on adults now, so it'd be interesting to see if I did have it later in life, if it would have more benefit or less benefit depending on it. I kind of wish I could have had that surgery later, but it is what it is, and they've made further improvements since I've had the surgery. So okay, next one. Would you say you have more of an English brain or a math brain? Definitely an English brain. Math is really hard for my brain cognitively, and it's hard. I had to take a college math class. My glasses are so dirty. Let me clean them. That's terrible. But I definitely have more of an English brain. English isn't my favorite, but it's better than math for me. Okay, my glasses are so dirty, but whatever. Will you want to be remembered after you die? Of course, I don't know anyone who wouldn't want to be remembered in some sort of way. What was the last movie you watched? Last night, I watched the movie Wonder for one of my classes. If you haven't seen that movie, such a good movie. Very inspirational. What was the last movie that made you cry? I don't know. Movies really don't make me cry, and I don't watch a lot of movies, so if it was that, yeah. Have you ever been so happy you've cried? Yes. I can't remember the last time, but I have been so happy I have cried. Have you ever won anything? If so, what? I won a scholarship for a job I had at a camp with special needs kids and adults, and I was really appreciative of that. If you had to get married to the last friend you texted, how would it go? She's a girl, so I don't want to marry a girl. I want to marry a guy. That would be great. Would you ever go on a blind date? Yes, of course I would go on a blind date. I think that'd be so fun. And the person wouldn't know anything about me, and I think that'd be so fun. I definitely would do that. Do you mind getting famous, even if it is for bad publicity? I wouldn't want to get famous for bad publicity. No way. I'd rather get famous for something positive. So that was the last question. Hope you learned something about me and what I like, and just more about me. So this is the Candid Me. Here I am, signing off with the questions. Talk to y'all soon, and subscribe if you're new. Hit the subscribe button. And welcome to my unedited Candid life. Peace.